Alright, welcome. So today's workout's kettlebell. You're just going to need one kettlebell, that's it. If you're doing this at home and you don't have a kettlebell, you can get away with using a dumbbell, and you're likely to even get away with using that weighted backpack, the ruck, that we've been talking about the last couple of workouts. So it's not a heavy load on your body. It's still going to be taxing enough, so therefore I want you to take your time. The main workout itself, you should be able to do that easily within around 20 minutes. Just take your time, move through the motions. We're not talking huge volume. We're just talking about taking our time with this workout. So it's one kettlebell. There are only going to be 3 movements that we're going to focus on today. So what we call a triplet. And we're simply going to start at 10 reps of each movement. 10 reps on the right, 10 reps on the left. And then we're going to move down the 3 exercises, come back to the top, then complete 8, then 6, then 4, then 2, and all up we should be done in about 20 minutes. So if you want to make this more challenging, just simply go with a heavier kettlebell. So for example, girls, what you're thinking about maybe going from a 12 to a 16, guys maybe from a 16 to a 20 or a 24, subject to what you're used to swinging with. Now a lot of this is obviously shoulder related, so you'll see on today's Instagram post, I didn't actually record any of the movements. I simply did what I did for my preparation, my mobility in terms of getting my shoulders ready for the workout. So 3 movements are, first one is a kneeling single hand press. So I'm going to take a kettlebell that's sitting back here. I'm going to bring the kettlebell into the front. Whatever hand I'm going to press with, the opposite knee is forward. So we're going to simply get up into the rack position. And then obviously round 1, nice and easy, strict presses. Okay, so the weight you need to be able to press at least for a set of 10. If you can't, you're going to get a set of 5. You may want to put it down and reset and go again, but I want you to get the 10 reps on the right, and then clearly then change legs, 10 reps on the left. Second movement is a normal Russian swing, but what we call a dead stop swing. In other words, we're going to hike the ball, much like you'd see in American football, where they're going to hike the ball, we're going to hike the kettlebell, generate a nice explosive power. We're going to get the kettlebell, not an American swing, but slightly higher than head height. As we string it back down, we're going to bring it to a dead stop. So it's going to force you to stop for each and every rep. So how does that look? Hey, kettlebell sitting here out in front. I'm standing a distance back, so when I lean forward, I'm in that position. Again, I'm going to generate power right the way through, get it up high, bring it all the way through with the pendulum, and then bring it back to the stop. So a rep looks like this. Okay, so you're going to stop at each one, so therefore it's a forceful hike and a real ballistic drive. And again, we're letting it get to the top, and we're letting the pendulum, letting it fall under its own weight. We're not pulling it back down, letting it fall under its own weight and swing through, and therefore we're stopping it using obviously our back. Third movement that we get to is just going to simply be goblet squats, or a front rack squat on the right side. If you can't do the heavier weight that you've got with a single hand, then you can go with a goblet, and then obviously just double the reps. But either way, it's a single hand or single arm front rack position. So we're going to get in the front rack, sitting in here. So hand is open, just let it sit in the arm, and simply from here, all the way down, all the way up, okay? All the way down, all the way up. So we're trying to keep our posture and not letting the kettlebell pull us forward. So in order to do that, I need to squat nice and deep. And again, I'll do my 10 on my right, 10 on my left. This one will elevate the heart rate a little tiny bit, and that completes the round of 10. Gonna go back, do it for 8, 6, 4, and 2, and all up we should be done in around the 20-minute mark. Now, as a finisher, what I've then added in is a further 5-minute round of simply, it's an AMRAP. So we're gonna do the right arm first, and then into the left hand on the way back from the camera. And it's a simple little combination of what we might call a complex, in terms of it's a few moves strung together. We are going to be moving in a forward direction. We're going to turn around, switch hands, and we're going to come back. So what does it look like? It's one swing, up to one snatch. When it's in the snatch position, we're then going to do 2 lunges. We're going to try and get a knee to the floor. It's the reason why we've got the mat outside on the driveway. And then once we've done those 2 lunges, we're going to stand up and we're going to attempt to do a windmill. When we've done that, in the back of the overhead position, we're going to turn around, we're going to change, and we're going to come back. So, what does it look like? So from here, so one swing, one snatch. From here, 2 walking lunges, 1, 2, simply going to stand, you're going to keep your eye on the kettlebell, we're going to bring this hand to the floor, it's a windmill, touch, step up, we're going to turn around, change hands and repeat the process going back. So, swing, snatch, lunge, lunge, step, stand, turn around, and change. And we're just going to do that for 5 minutes. Now it may just take you a minute to get up and to get back for a lap. Take your time. It's not about how many reps you do. It's about you just getting into an upright position, because we're spending a lot of positions down on our knees or squatting. If we're getting into an upright position with the same weight. Now, if you can't do that with the weight that you did before in the static movements, reduce the weight down. Don't have a kettlebell, you'll get away with most of this with a dumbbell by simply modifying the moves. You can still do a swing with a dumbbell, grab it by the head. So be careful you've got a good grip, you don't let it fly into something that's in front of you. Single hand press is pretty straightforward, okay? The goblet squat, pretty straightforward. You can simply sit in here, or if you have to, you can stick it up onto the shoulder. And again, if it's too heavy, just a simple goblet squat. Now, as far as this is concerned, again, maybe what you can do, instead of doing the swing, because it's a single hand, maybe you can do a clean, straight down, into a dumbbell snatch, 2 lunges, and you can still do your windmill with that. Now, if we don't have any of that and we're using the bag at home, now, the kneeling press, you can do the kneeling press with 2 hands. If you don't have a handle at the top of the bag that you can let the bag sit over here and press it up and down with, then you can grab the handle with 2 hands, and then you can do double-handed press, 1 knee forward, double-handed press, other knee forward. The swing, you can do the same thing with the swing, just maybe change it into a complete swing rather than a dead stop if the bag is too heavy and it's going to hit and strike the floor. When it comes to the front rack, again, same thing. If you can't do that and it's a bit awkward, put it on your back, okay? Change the things into simple air squats, just taking your time, coming down nice and easy with the bag sitting on your back, or if you want to, put it on your front. You'll actually find you'll need to sit back. It'll actually help you with your posture. If you're coming into this last one with the bag, yes, it can be a bit harder. So therefore with the bag, you may well want to do a double-handed swing. You may well want to swing it up into a snatch. So spin it up and over, like you would do a Bulgarian bag, into the upright position. Then you can do your 2 walking lunges. Now, as far as then doing the windmill, if you can't do that, what I would get you to do is simply grab your bag. You can maybe even bring it down. And if that's the case, then I simply want you to go out into a nice, deep lunge, okay? And finish it off. If you can, keep this bag in using the single hand. If you've got, again, the handle at the top, you can hold that and then try and do the windmill, again, subject to weight you've got. So that's today's workout. It's kettlebells. It's short, it's sharp. All up, the first piece is about 15 to 20 minutes. The second piece is just that little finisher. It's 5 minutes for as many times as you can get through it as possible. And you should find that if you're outside, you're going to get a nice little sweat on with our single kettlebell workout for today.